So, I mean, number one would be, the health component that people talk about. Obviously, there are certain adaptations to cardiovascular training that are just good health-wise. Heart health, everything else. That's usually a hard sell, especially to elite athletes who, for them, what's most critically important is performance. And you can argue once you get past a certain point that none of these activities are inherently healthy. So to go strictly from the health standpoint, you can say that 20 to 30 minutes of low intensity cardiovascular activity a couple times a week will be more than sufficient. But that in and of itself is very easy to skip. I think the one thing we get back to is the general work capacity and recovery side of things. The specific work capacity obviously is sport-specific work capacity. It is definitively your ability as an athlete to perform the activities associated with your sport with higher frequency, sustained intensity, etc. So unrelated cardiovascular activity is not necessarily going to improve that. You want to improve specific work capacity, you have to perform specific work. The general aerobic capacity, though, a lot of the adaptations there, improved. You strengthen the heart itself. You improve the vascular network of the heart itself. You improve stroke volume, the output of the heart. A lot of these adaptations improve your ability to actually recover over the course of training. They improve your ability to resynthesize glycogen relatively quickly, to clear lactic acid, lactic acid doesn't exist, that whole thing, but to clear lactate relatively quickly, to essentially have slightly longer duration, higher quality training sessions. And I think, for all but probably the most elite powerlifters who, at which point they are very capable of performing their routines, I think a lot of individuals can benefit from that. If you can say, look, with a couple of low-intensity cardiovascular sessions per week, none of which are going to be particularly taxing, if we can construct those in such a way that we're not going to negatively impact your strength, but the benefit will be you can perform 15 to 20% more work in a given workout, whether it be shortening your rest periods, because a lot of individuals say, well, I can't do the volume I need to do because I run out of time, I have a job, I have to do this, I have to do anything else. You say, I can shorten your rest periods slightly, extend the productive work you can do, allow you to get another set, another repetition or two. That adds up over the course of training. So I think being able to simply perform a little more work at no cost. I mean, there are very few strength athletes who would say that is not an advantage of some sort. And again, certainly there are extremely specialized athletes who may not see the benefit in that necessarily. But I think for 99% of people, even specialized, simply being able to do more work, recover a little bit more quickly, and really use more fat for fuel. I mean, these are all positive things. There's no net negative there, but that's assuming, of course, that you can construct a program with no net negative, which is kind of the crux of this whole design.